Hey, everyone, and welcome to On a Water Break. It's the podcast where we talk about everything you and your friends are talking about at rehearsal on a water break. This week, we're going on a water break with the Associate Director of Band at the University of Tennessee, Dr. Michael Stewart. We'll find out what made Alicia say.
To the point that I reached out to you, I think it was like last year, and I was like, if I came and took a single class at UT, could I do band?
All that and more on this week's episode of On a Water Break.
8 off the mat and go.
Welcome to On a Water Break, podcast where we talk everything marching arts.
Everyone, bring it in. It's time for a water break.
Hey everyone, I'm Nicole, and it's September. And we're talking college game day, like the band is the brand and college rivalries. But before we see who's on the sidelines today, I want you to do a couple of things for me. First, go and subscribe on your favorite listening app. Write us a review. We haven't had many of those. And then share it with a friend. If you have a question or a good topic to talk about, email us at onawaterbreakpodcast@gmail.com, or you can find us on social media. DM us if you want to be on the show. We even have a form that you can fill out, and you can be a guest. So just check it out. Our link is in the bio. All right, let's see who's on the sidelines this week. Alicia.
Hello. How's it going?
I know. We have not been on an episode together in a hot minute.
Since I think before WGI.
Right.
It's been a bit.
What's going on in life?
Well, our listeners don't, but I'm elbow deep in all things design and choreography and props. Oh, so many props.
You have got to check out her props. They are to scale, and I am a marching band judge. So honestly, when it comes to props, bigger is better for me. You know what I mean?
I'm a firm believer, like go big or go home. So, a couple of years ago, we had a 32-foot rocket on the field that there were many like nights that we spent until like 2 a.m. building. And this year I said, I said originally a 40-foot wall, but it ended up being 36, which is okay. But it's 36 feet long and 10 feet tall, the gates of the Haunted Mansion.
Alicia doing the most. Who would have thought?
Yeah, we've got tombstones, so many tombstones that we're running out of band kids to like carry stuff on the field.
Yikes.
So every time I add something, my partner, who's the band director at this school, is like, you gotta chill. I don't have enough kids for this.
It's like we'll chill once you're bringing home all those trophies and that jewelry. Okay?
Yeah. Once it's all in the show, like once all the sound bites are, all the choreography's done, all the props are, then I'll chill out. Awesome. But until then.
Well, Alicia, we have someone also joining us on the sidelines this week, and it is Dr. Michael Stewart.
Yes, hello there. Hello. Sorry, no props for us. I apologize, but I can speak the language. I get it. So
we're going to get into what you use, because you don't have to use props.
Exactly.
He doesn't have to do those things.
We try. It's great to hear. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you. So, Dr. Stewart.
Yeah.
We have this thing that we do with all of our new guests that come on. I would like to say it's a sort of an initiation. Either good, bad, or indifferent. It's going to happen and it's going to end. But it's called the 32 life story. Basically, what you have to do is just fit your whole life story into 32 counts from birth until now, and it's so easy. It's so simple.
Okay, what's the tempo marking? What are we looking at here? Quarter equals like 60, or are we going like 180?
That's an excellent question.
Yeah,
you're the band director. Nicole and I are guard people. You listen to it for a second and tell us what this is.
Oh, goodness, put me on the mark. Oh, man. Yeah, so we're probably floating around the 130, 120.
130, that's what I thought. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm good.
What's it at? 128? What's
128, 132, somewhere in there?
Is that 132? All right, yeah, I was going to say higher than
awesome.
128. Yeah, great. Right. Okay, that gives me a good idea.
Okay. So what is you'll get 8 counts off the mat and then you're in.
Okay, great. All right. Let's do this. All right, here we go. All right, I was born in Wyoming. I'm one of the people in the world that probably anyone knows that was born in Wyoming, and then lived. We moved when I was young to Ohio, grew up there, small town with my wife, ended up going to Ohio State, got 3 degrees, been at University of Tennessee for 19 years. 4 kids.
Oh, you did it.
Got that in. I
He
did
did
it.
it. I mean, listen,
Man, there's a lot of stuff I missed there, but I got
that's
the wife,
okay.
job, and the 4 kids in, so I think we're good.
My
Okay, great.
favorite part was the
Looks like
last
you
minute.
have a wife. Damn, you have a wife.
Oh,
We
good.
won't tell them. We won't tell them.
I appreciate it. Oh, they'll know.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome though. But you said, okay, so you spent some time at, did you say Ohio State?
Yeah, Ohio State. So I did actually one of the few people. I did all my degrees at Ohio State. My undergrad, my master's, and my doctorate, my PhD were all there with a few years, 3 or 4 years of teaching in the public schools, kind of sandwiched in between all that. But I did my undergrad there at Ohio State, marched in the band for 5 years, as did my wife. She was a trumpet player. I did trombone, and then taught for several years at Delaware City Schools, just north of Columbus, and Ohio State. In Ohio, you have to, at that point, you had to get certain number of credits towards your master's degree to keep your certification. And I had none. We were rebuilding the program. And so Ohio State offered to pay for my master's. My plan was to go teach again because I loved public school. I had a great experience. But after that, after my master's, I just enjoyed working with college kids so much. They offered to keep paying for me to go to school. I said, sure, let's do this. And I got to do everything: marching band, conducting, concert ensembles. So there was really, family was there. There was really no reason to leave. And that's the reasons I got the job at Tennessee, was my experience at a Division I school for that long. So it's worked out pretty well.
That's awesome.
How did that feel last year, going to a bowl game?
Yeah, it was surreal.
You know,
it was surreal.
you know.
It's funny because my wife went with me too. And I mean, I had spent 10 years at Ohio State. I grew up a Buckeye fan. And to go, that was the first time I've ever been to Ohio Stadium where I was actively rooting against Ohio State. I've never been, being here in Tennessee for 19 years, your blood turns orange, become a Vol fan. And so it was, they gave me the opportunity to conduct the national anthem with their band, which I haven't been in front of that band in 19 years. So that was a really cool experience to be on the field again in Ohio Stadium, conducting the OSU band while my band is right behind me in the stands. It was, and I'll be honest, I told my kids this, and I don't mind saying this publicly, is I'm very thankful for my time at Ohio State, but it also allowed me to feel just truly blessed to be here in Knoxville at the University of Tennessee, and very thankful for the group of students I get to work with and the faculty every day, because it's a special place. And that's one major reason why I haven't even looked at leaving, quite honestly, is Tennessee's a big place. So we've loved it.
Awesome. I do want to take it back a little bit more. And you said you're from Wyoming.
Yeah.
A couple of things come to mind there. Well, first I want to ask, were you in the high school marching band in Wyoming?
No. So by that time we actually moved to Ohio. So we moved when I was young, but I still have family that lives in Wyoming. So I was born in Laramie, and where the University of Wyoming is. And occasionally we get to go back. I still communicate with some of my family that lives there on a very regular basis. And they visited. A couple of them came for the Alabama game last year, which we won. And so I think they pretty much have to come with us now every time we play them. And and I still follow them. I follow University of Wyoming online, their sports teams.
Mm-hmm.
And, so I went to high school in Ohio, in Sydney, Ohio. And so did my wife. And that's where we met. We were both high school sweethearts. She played. Yeah. So she asked me on the first date. And,
no.
Yes.
That's awesome.
We've been together ever since. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've been able to stay together so long, is she's, you guys know how it is when you have a spouse that understands the band life.
Mm-hmm.
That's really one of the only ways this works. So she gets it when I'm like, hey, I got to run to Costco at 7:30 at night and then run to the band room. And, she's like, yep, that sounds about right. So
It's like,
I feel like we could do a whole episode on like band power, husband, wife, band directors. Like I see that. Like
absolutely.
Oh, 100%. So that's the only way this thing works. She gets it. She had, especially at the college level, I have a little more freedom in the mornings, but my weekends and evenings are shot, or I'm gone for days at a time with trips. So luckily she and my family, my kids for that matter, I've got 2 kids in the band right now, in the UT band. And that's amazing experience. But they've given up a lot of their dad too during all of this. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for indulging us in that 32 count life story. I loved it.
There's a lot I threw in there, but hey, glad we got through it.
I was impressed how it was right at 32 counts.
Right. was I. Sometimes people will go over and I'm like, let them cook. But this time you were just like, hey, we're doing it. We're doing it. Awesome.
Love the idea. Love it.
Good. Well, we're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back and jump into a bunch more questions with you.
Sounds
okay?
Good. Sounds great.
Awesome.
Celebrating its 25th anniversary, Guard Closet was founded as a consignment shop in 2000. Since then, it has grown to become your one-stop shop for the marching arts.
Do you need consignment uniforms and flags for your color guard, marching band, or drumline? We have thousands of sets of consignments in stock and ready to ship.
Do you need show design and custom choreography? Our designers have years of experience in the marching arts.
Do you need to sell your items and clear out your storage areas? We take in more than 600 sets of consignments each year and return hundreds of thousands of dollars to our consigners for their sales.
Do you need to have your students order shoes, gloves, and other equipment? We can set up a microsite for easy student ordering of a wide variety of items.
Do you need custom costumes or flags? We can help get you great designs from our team through top vendors like Show Day Designs.
Have you listened to our podcast On a Water Break? Weekly episodes and bonus content keep you entertained and informed with what's going on in the marching arts.
For over 25 years, Guard Closet has been here to help. Check us out at guardcloset.com or follow us on social media.
And we are back. Okay, right now I just want to take some time to shine some light or preview some of our amazing episodes that we have coming up. So we just did the live episode with all their hosts. So it was Jackie, Stephen, and I. We had Jace Peoples on, the author of Twirl. We had mom, Jade Rode, and her son Finley on. So go vote for him for Toddler of the Year.
So cute.
We also had the episode remembering Bruno Zuccala. So many good stories on there, and I know that a lot of people would want to hear that. We also had our brand new panel episode. They did such a great job. Check that out. And coming soon, we have the DCI correspondent updates. So checking in with everybody after DCI has ended. Okay, Dr. Stewart, now it's time for some questions. You good?
Bring it on.
All right. So tell me, how long have you been with Pride of the Southland Band?
Yeah, so this is my 19th year at the University of Tennessee, and this is my 4th year as the director of the Pride. So I've been there, the third person, the second person, and now the director of the Pride. So 19 years total. Been amazing.
Awesome. I think I was just telling you earlier, because the black suits are, if you could tell us who are the black suits?
Yeah, so we've actually got sort of, and it's the way that our system works. And I will say that everybody has their own system. And I go around talking to bands all over the country, all over the world, quite honestly, where we talk about what makes the University of Tennessee tick and how it operates so efficiently. And that's something we take a lot of pride in. Part of it's the discipline, and part of it is just the fact that we have a system, and that system does not rely on one person. I don't care if you're a band director, if you're a business owner. I tell people you don't have a system if the system depends on one individual. So we have multiple backup plans. For us, whether it's the directors, we have our graduate students. There's 4 of them that work with us. Most of them are studying conducting in the master's degree. And then we have a whole level of black suits. And most of those are undergrad students that have marched with us and held leadership positions. And there's about 8 or so of them, 7 or 8. And if you come to a Tennessee game, you'll see some of those black suits dressed up, and our grad students that look like CIA agents. In fact, they've even got microphones, walkie-talkies with them that they talk into through their sleeve. And they don't have to put the mics there. I think they just do that for fun. But that's how we communicate. When you've got a band of 415, we've got people spread out all over. I mean, our band, when we block up to march, even if we go 9 across, I mean, we're almost 2 blocks long. When we marched in a parade. So we have to have that efficient communication, and especially when it's a matter of student safety. If you've got, if it's a really hot game or water, or if we're in a hostile environment like a Georgia, Alabama, Florida, we need to be able to have immediate communication with our folks. So that's why when you see them, they're actually serving a role. They're either graduate students or some of our upperclassmen leadership they're no longer marching unless we have to throw them in at the last second. Then they're expected to just go.
That's okay.
That happens. If a kid is sick on Saturday, we might go to a black student and say, clarinet, you jump in this clarinet spot. And
It's like, okay, I hope you get it.
it's kind of cold at that point. So
What's really funny about that is one of my really good friends, Michelle Johnson, and she was a black suit her first year of grad school, which coincidentally was your first year at UT.
yeah, she was amazing. And those grad students, they got me through. I remember those first couple years, it was just hair on fire. And they just, because UT's system is so intricate, and I came from one system at Ohio State, which was very specific in its own right. And then to jump into Tennessee, that it's like jumping onto a train that's already going top speed. I mean, it's the Tennessee band was already moving. It already had a system in place, and here I am from another train, just jumping off that and trying to catch this one. And you know, those first, and I'll be honest, Tennessee it's well documented for like my first 15 years had a lot of changeover with football coaches, athletic directors, chancellors. And now that we have Donde Plowman and Randy Boyd and Danny White, boy, our upper administration, I hope they never leave. I think that's why you see Tennessee having so much success now, including the band. You know, the band has grown. We had 570 people audition last year, and we had to cap it last year at 415, no matter what. So we've seen a growth with the band.
Thoughts.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, and that's the thing I would love, and I tell the students, that's my worst part of my job is having to cut students. I would love to take every one of them. Truth is that costs a lot of money. It takes up seats in Neyland. It takes up bus spots, hotel rooms, lunches. So we had to kind of make a deal with the university that, hey, you let us raise the numbers to 415, but we'll cut it there. And it allows the students to be competitive too, which is something a little different that our alumni aren't used to, is every student now has to re-audition. So once you make it in, that doesn't mean you're in it for next year. You have to re-audition the following year too.
I think this is a great segue. Yes. Big old cymbal crash for that one. But so you took over the program. It has deep rooted traditions, and it's a crowd, you know, a crowd that just doesn't change at all, or doesn't like change at all, especially when it's Tennessee.
Pretty accurate.
So just tell us about some of the kind of changes that you made over the years and like how you've navigated that. And then how did the student body or alumni take it?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'll be completely, I people know this about me. I'm transparent to a fault sometimes. Sometimes I say way too much. But I think I owe that to the alumni, to the fans, to the band members. We always focused on two things. When I came in 4 years ago, myself and Fuller Lyon and John Zastapil, John Zastapil's the director of bands, Fuller's the assistant director of the Pride. The three of us just make a great team. And I think that's one reason why we've had success too. But we said there's two things we want to change. First has got to be the culture. We got to change the culture, how we talk to each other, how we treat each other. And also this whole experiment that's still ongoing of the fact that we can treat each other well and our expectations can actually rise, not drop because we're being nicer to each other, right? It's one of those things where, heaven forbid, the band will do better if they enjoy being there at rehearsals. Our expectations are higher than they've ever been. I can tell you that. I make no bones about it. My goal is not to be the best band in Tennessee or the SEC. It's to be the best band in the country.
But you are.
We can't. And that's the thing is, I tell the kids, I'm like, look, I'm not coming down. Like, you got to come up to my level. This is where we're going to be. There's no negotiation. This is where it is. That's the tradition that Jay Julian had, with mediocrity. And I preach that. I knew Dr. Julian and his wife, Faye, really well. And I still preach. I despise mediocrity. The kids know that, and how it just seeps into a program. It doesn't come like a tidal wave. It's like a fog. It just little parts here. Could be uniforms. Could be music. Could be, that's how mediocrity settles in. As it just creeps in and finds the cracks and then opens up doors. And so that's one thing we do at Tennessee. That's part of our culture, is to expect the best, but treat each other well while we're doing it. And then the second thing I said, we're going to change the music. We're going to change the music. We're going to change how we play. We're going to change what we play. So we went out and we hired some of the best arrangers in the country, and they are now writing for us. And we spend, I don't know how many minutes, and I'll give all credit to Dr. Lyon on this, is we spend, we do Remington warm-ups. We do lip slurs, articulation exercises. We actually take a drone out on the field to tune. And People are like, well, why is the band so much louder? It's not that we're playing or blowing harder. It's we're more in tune. And when you're more in tune, the band's going to sound bigger. So we've hired great staff, in our drum line. We've started to get more continuity with that. Our guard folks, we added weapons to our guard as well, rifles, which you talk about change. You watch old Tennessee videos, it was the Tennessee flag, and
Yes.
and everybody was still in a band uniform for years. If you look at those old pictures. And so for us to pick up rifles, and what's funny about it is, you all know this because you're in this world, that bumped us into like the 1960s, so we're getting there. And everybody in the guard world, they all knew this. They're like, oh, about time. And we don't do sabers simply because honestly, in Neyland, you can't see them. They're just, you throw it up and it looks like an air.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. When it comes to marching band outdoors, you can see a rifle. It's really hard to see.
Especially a stadium the size of Neyland. It's really hard. And we're still introducing this. I mean, we're still, honestly, this has only been year 2 or 3 since we've done this. And we're still figuring out how to integrate them into a Division I college. We do 7 shows a season. We just played our show, the show we're doing for Saturday, Led Zeppelin. We just started Wednesday because we had a day off for the holiday. And so we're going to have 2 rehearsals plus Saturday, and that's it on the show. So there's not a lot of time. You don't have an entire summer or season to work on that. Long story short, I'll be honest with you, about 90% of the changes we made were internal in the band that I don't think many of the people on the outside of the band would know. I think alumni would get it if they came in and watched us rehearse. It's a very different vibe now than it was even 5 years ago. It's totally changed. And I've tried to put more accountability on the students' shoulders. This is their band. And also, last thing is just I've tried to open the door to not just our alumni, but family members and anybody that's been a part of this big band family. I feel like alumni have always been a little afraid to come visit. And I've gone around the country preaching that we've got open doors. Come watch us. Come, go ahead, sit there, tell us how much better the band was. I don't care. That's fine. That's part of it. That's part of it. So, we want you to be part of this family. So
I will say, just as an avid Vol for life and someone who's watched the band for 30 years, yes, the sound is so different. And I feel like I talk about it every game. I turn to my partner and I'm like, man, the band sounds so good. The band sounds so good. Do you hear how good they sound? But exciting thing for me that you guys have done in the past few years has been bringing rifle into color guard. And because I feel like there was, as a color guard person, and a person that deeply regrets not doing color guard in college, I watched the size of the guard kind of decline, slowly for years. And then you've done with Laura Williams and then with CJ now, like the guard is growing back again, but also you've stepped into where most of the other SEC color guards are in that realm. And it's really, it's changed. I mean, oh my gosh, I was watching the other day, just a video on Facebook that popped up of Pride rehearsing, and I saw the color guard throw a 45. And I was like,
that's you being the college.
Well,
it's awesome.
And I really appreciate that. That means a lot, especially for folks that kind of know the world. And, that's the thing is our numbers were going down. And that's because these kids are all doing indoor. They're doing, all this really creative stuff. And then they come here and we're just asking them to go right shoulder for, hours on end. And we're like, I wouldn't do this if I were a guard member. So, and CJ's been instrumental in that. We also just hired Katy Perry, she's doing a lot of our body work and focusing specifically on rifles, on weapons. So I think that's going to help things as well and help CJ out. And so that's one of those things where I think that's probably one of the biggest outer changes that we've made and we'll continue to do. And we'll continue to see how this goes. But so far, it's been a positive experience. Yeah.
Noted. It's being seen.
Yeah.
I should mention, too, the tradition is a huge part of it. So all of that stuff that I was just talking about, we still do in pregame. There's still the traditional, high knee step. And still,
the right shoulder.
One thing I've learned about Tennessee is you don't mess with Rocky Top and you don't mess with pregame. Let those 2 things go and you'll have an okay job.
Oh, and you best believe we're going to come back to Rocky Top because I have a serious question for you.
Yep.
But, recently, speaking of tradition, the band was featured in a documentary about the iconic circle drill. And Nicole and I both got a chance to watch it. It was fantastic. In that documentary, you spoke about the importance of taking risks And can you tell us about some of the risks you deal with in teaching circle drill and performing circle drill?
Yeah, well, circle drill specifically, it is by far the hardest drill I've ever had to teach or clean. I mean, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also aware of the history of circle drill. You know, circle drill used to only be maybe a couple portions of almost every show. There was maybe one circle move here, one circle move the next week, and there wasn't just one show. And then a while back, they kind of did a greatest hits where they put a lot of those together to make one formal circle drill. I think one of the things that I try to do with circle drill is I do like that format. I'll go on the record with, I think it's synonymous with UT. I think when I go to other conferences around the country, around the world, they know the Tennessee circle drill. One of the things I want to try to do is I want to keep that fresh. Like I want to keep that we didn't change that. I want to say for almost 21 years, we kept the drill in the music the exact same. And so one of the things that we did even last year we changed up the music. It's still Tennessee themed. Like I wanted to keep it a Tennessee concept. But then I wanted to take the drill. So I reached out to Ken Langren, who wrote the original drill back in the 70s when he was a student. He now lives in Houston, Texas. Yeah, definitely. And you probably saw him. He was interviewed on that documentary. And Ken is still sharp as a tack, and he's still writing. It seems like every week he's coming up with new ideas. And we've got a shared Google Drive. I'm like, Ken, anything that you can imagine, just put it here, and we'll figure out what works, what doesn't work, and
make it work.
So I think that's one of the things is I think, the circle drill from a traditional standpoint is important. It's what we do. It's who we are. The kids look forward to it because it is challenging, and the fans know it. The visiting fans hate it. By the way, Alabama, when we take it to Bama, I don't know they've ever been booed like that, which I just kind of soak it in. Yep.
It's so iconic. Maybe they're just angry.
We love an angry Bama fan.
But I also, we know people who are actually in that marching band.
Yeah, the $1 Million Band. Sure. Yeah. No, absolutely. And listen, Ken Ozello, I have nothing but all of the college bands. I've got nothing but respect because it's hard. It's hard to be a full-time student. Many of these kids have a full-time job too, or are sometimes caregivers. I mean, it's the stories. And that's one of the reasons we wanted to do the documentary too, was just to I mentioned about opening the curtains. I think a lot of fans see the final product on Saturdays, on game days. You get 102,000 people there watching. None of them, unless they've marched, know what these kids do from, Sunday until Friday the next week, and the time and effort they put in. So one thing, including that documentary, is trying to give the crowd a sort of perspective behind what we do and how we get to Saturday afternoons.
So I do want to say that you spoke in the documentary about wanting to, you just talked about it, like moving the curtain. I want to dive into that a little bit more because honestly, a lot of people will look at, like, we talk to marching band members, college marching band, HBCUs, drum corps, winter guard. Like, there's a lot of times when the best thing we want to do is humanize these performers because it's not just get up, do it. There's a conditioning that happens with it. And I want to know, with the Pride fans, like the more that you shared, how has that changed I guess you could say, the relationship with, the fans to the marching band?
I think it's been eye-opening to really a ton of different groups. I think our alumni look at it, and we get some alumni, they're like, wow, this is amazing. Love it. Wish I was in the band right now. We get some alumni, especially some of our older audience, that are just like, I can't believe the band's doing this. And that's fine too. We get that. So, and the thing I always tell them, I tell the students all the time, I'm like, look, I learned this from Inky Johnson, a great, VFL back in the day. He always says it's not the smartest or the strongest that always win. It's the ones that can adapt to change. And we preach that to our students. We can't educate students even the way we did pre-COVID. That's completely changed. Our expectations can still be up there, but how we deliver the information has changed. So I think I want our alumni to see that. I want our parents to see what their kids are doing, that this is so much different than anything they've ever done, whether it's high school or DCI. This is a different animal. And then for the fans, the common fans that just see the Saturday afternoon product and they love it, and they see the tee open, or they see, the forms and the music, but they just don't understand how much time and effort it takes. And the fact that these kids, it's a class, and they're paying for that 1 credit hour that everybody has to take. And, they hopefully open some eyes to some of the fans that have the financial means to help support these students, because many of them give up jobs during the fall. Many of them are taking pay cuts just to make ends meet and still do band. So yeah, hopefully they see that.
Oh, we all wear those T-shirts. I can't. I have band.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Well, and, the funny thing is they see Saturday and everybody just assumes that, hey, everything's okay. I mean, look at it. The T's still opening. The band sounds good. They're marching. The general perspective is, hey, everything looks great. They don't need my help. Well, some of these things that we're doing, including this podcast, is kind of just sort of letting people know that, yeah, we do that. However, these kids are giving so much of their time and talents and money to be able to do something that they enjoy and work hard and sweat when it's 100 and some odd degrees out there. And crazy. Yeah.
Well, for those kids, because I'm not going to lie, you just made it sound really enticing. But for our younger listeners, what would you say to them if they're on the fence about coming to audition for a college band?
I wouldn't even say college band. I think just continuing band in general, having done the public school thing and still going out. One of my favorite things to do is to go visit schools. I love it. And we always joke, like, we can't play Rocky Top if somebody doesn't teach them how to play hot cross buns or number 58, the rock out of
that's where we start. Hot cross buns. That's where we start.
We can't do that if somebody's showing them how to hold a clarinet or a flag or whatever the case is. So we kind of reap the benefits later on. So, and I get that. I think for high school students is one, when it comes to college, just know it is very different. It's very different. Most bands don't do one show a year. The band is really, really well respected wherever we go. That's not always the case with every college band. But with Tennessee, that's one thing. We're very well respected because of the history of the band, and people know what this band means to the university. So keep playing. It's one of the few things in life you can do for the rest of your life. I've been to China over 10 times because of band. I've been to Europe, I don't know how many times because of band. My wife, I've been to so many band weddings. I can't even count anymore. It's, your best friends. You meet. I don't know that I still know any of my high school friends, but my college friends, we still talk on a regular basis. So it's a few things you can do for the rest of your life. And if you put it down, that's it. So, keep playing, keep practicing, and you'll be in front of Neelan someday.
I know that I will tell you that, and I have Leif and David, Mr. Webb, Mr. Cook, to actually be the person to do this, but they were the first, my catalyst into, and I just love them since then, and that was something from high. So now it's years later, and I still love them. So
they're amazing, and it's funny. Mr. Cook's actually is coming to the game this weekend with his wife and daughter, and so we still keep close ties with all those folks, and we can't do what we do if public school teachers don't pull off their magic and keep them in, and they work every bit as hard. It's just we happen to have a bigger spotlight, with UT. So we're so thankful for them and can't do what we do without them. They're amazing.
I have a question that I'm dying to ask that is, first of all, beautiful answer. I hope kids listen to that and hear it, because I totally agree. It's something band stays with you forever.
Yeah.
Even after you put it down and move
totally.
on, what you learn. But gosh, again, I'm a person that deeply regrets not doing band in college. I wish I had. To the point that I reached out to you, I think it was last year, and I was like, if I came and took a single class at UT, could I do band?
You can do it as long as you're a registered student. I'm not saying you can't. That's,
I would probably be the oldest member of Pride, and that's okay. That would be something I would embrace.
Donnie
heard it here first,
Pickle
people.
still owns that. All alumni will know Donnie Pickle. He still holds that award for longest band member. So
now, Nicole, when I reached out to Dr. Stewart and asked about it, he was like, "Of course, you would need to audition."
That's right. There's no freebies. You're not getting that easy. You still got to be able to do 45s and across the floors and you name it.
I got it. I mean, I might need oxygen afterwards, but
that's the bigger problem.
So my question for you, and I think you came to UT after this was added, but are anti or pro woo in Rocky Top?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you're not going to like my answer. I do have an answer. Okay, so here's the thing. It was in before I got here for sure. And I know that the woo is a very passionate topic. I know, like everything Tennessee, it's passionate, right? You got people who love woo. You got people who absolutely hate it, can't stand it. And listen, this is going to be the most politically correct answer you all have ever heard. But I also know who pays my mortgage. So they, my whole thing has always been, if you like the woo or if you hate the woo, you just enjoy Rocky Top, whatever. If you want to add it or not, you do your thing, and you can either woo or not. Our job is to play Rocky Top and to just get the team and the fans hyped up,
Perfect.
or to bring down the other team. So I am not touching that with a 10-foot pole. So
He's like, I know what side my blood's buttered on. Okay?
that's exactly right. I know better. Yeah. I will say this. When I sing it, I don't woo. Now, that's not because I'm necessarily against it. I'm thinking about the band. But if you do woo, have at it. Good for you.
I told my partner Spence was in Pride of the Southland for our listeners. And yesterday in the car, I was talking to him about this interview and some of the questions we were thinking of. And I said that question to him and he gasped, literally gasped, and then started laughing.
His answer? What did Spence do?
He's a wooer. He likes the woo. And I am also a wooer.
Okay, so. Nicole?
I'm not a wooer.
That's what I mean, though. It's about 50-50. And it's funny because I run into this all the time. And it is amazing how black or white the response is. It is, there's no middle. You
People fight over that.
You either woo or you don't. And if
I'll just walk away.
That's why I answer the way I do, because I know I'm going to tick off half of the fan base, whatever my answer is. So my answer is you do you.
Dr. Stewart, it has been awesome time sitting here and talking to you, and honestly watching that documentary and then sitting and talking to you now and knowing how many degrees of separation. You've just been a delight, man. I appreciate it so much.
I appreciate it. I've enjoyed getting to talk to you on, and like I said, our doors are always open. If people ever want to come by, watch rehearsal, they're always more than welcome to. Shoot us an email. We're always open. It is what it is.
Well, make sure you spin some garb down to the on a water break people.
Yep. Yeah. You can do that. You know it.
So I'm always looking for something UT to wear.
Well, I hope you like Nike, because we're starting to switch over to Adidas. So
either one.
Listen, I'm a big Nike fan. If you have any of the orange Nike tennis shoes laying around,
I don't have
because
I know.
I want a pair so bad.
Well, while Dr. Stewart and Alicia talk about wardrobes, we're going to take it to a commercial, but we'll be right back.
Hi, everyone. It's time for your travel tip of the week with me. I'm Beth with Peak Group Travel. Are you traveling with delicate or oversized instruments? Be sure to check with your bus company or your airline for any extra fees that you may incur or any climate-specific needs you have for your instruments. A little extra legwork before you leave could help you avoid costly repairs when you arrive. Don't forget to like and follow Peak Group Travel on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and be sure to email info@peakgrouptravel.com when you're ready to start planning your next performance tour. I'm Beth with Peak Group Travel and your travel tip of the week. Ready to elevate your travel game? Welcome to Peak Group Travel, the ultimate adventure creators. Whether you're planning an unforgettable class trip, a once-in-a-lifetime parade experience for your marching band, or a choir tour full of memorable performance venues, Peak Group Travel handles it all, so you can focus on making memories. From breathtaking international destinations to amazing adventures right here at home, Peak Group Travel customizes every journey to your vision. We're not just planners, we're your partners for the trip you want for your students. Our online registration portal makes managing your pre-trip experience smooth and convenient. We even collect your payments if you'd like. Picture it, effortless planning, unmatched experiences, and smiles that last long after the journey ends. That's the Peak Group Travel difference. And if you choose to partner with Peak on your next tour, and you mention that you heard about us on the On a Water Break podcast, you'll earn a $100 trip credit. Discover why groups everywhere trust Peak Group Travel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and be sure to visit peakgrouptravel.com today. You pick the date, and we'll make it great.
All right, and we are back. So you can see that we're in different clothes right now because that last run did us in and we were totally sweating and we started to have our water break. The water went everywhere. So we didn't want to get on looking a mess. So, now we're presentable. So yay.
Dr. Stewart wouldn't have had it any other way.
Exactly. Also, Dr. Stewart said that I could get some garb. So please remind him of that for me, okay?
Oh, hold on to that. In the drum line, they pulled another rehearsal before the big game this weekend. So we had Cash joining us, but unfortunately now he got pulled into a sectional. So he is not on the sideline, but that's okay.
Drummer's going to drum. It's fine. It's fine. So joining us now, we have a couple of members of the UT band that are here with us just to wrap up the rest of the episode. Let the people know who you are and your role in the UT marching band and how long you've been in the band. So Madelyn, how don't you go first?
So I'm Madelyn Bowman, and I have been a member for 3 years, and I'm in the color guard and on the rifle line and a squad leader this year.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, I have applause.
Awesome. And another, I guess you could say, bonus question. You've been there for 3 years. So what's your favorite thing about being in the UT band?
Definitely the people I've met. I feel like it's really gotten me involved on campus.
Oh, love that. And you're in the first ever, I think it's worth saying, Madelyn, the very first ever weapon line at UT.
Yes.
It's still a brand new entity.
That's also one of my favorites. Love rifle.
So I bet everybody lost their minds once they were like, okay, we're doing something new here. And they pulled out.
Yeah, I think they did.
It's like, me! Give it to me! Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And we also have Austin with us. Austin Kerr, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, doing good. Tell us a little about yourself. Like, what's your role? How long have you been in the UT band?
I'm actually a recent alum of the band. I am finishing up my degree at UT in music ed. I was in the marching band for 6 years. I marched for 4 years, and I was a squad leader for 3 of those, and then I was a black suit my final 2 years.
Nice. Very nice. I love that.
We saw a clip of Austin, Nicole, when we watched the documentary.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
We watched the circle drill documentary. And also, fun fact is I have a really good friend of mine who we're still friends, and she used to be a black suit at UT. I don't want to say many moons ago, but it's been a while. And I went to visit, and I was with her with the band and the march down the street and everything. And it was just like everything stops for the UT marching band before the football games. And it was just, I felt like I was with like celebrities. It was really cool. It was really cool to see. So from your 6 years and then now you're a black suit, what is your favorite thing about the UT band?
There's a lot of things I would say are my favorites. I can't hardly pick one. But the family aspect of the band is huge. And I'm a tuba player, and, tuba players stick together all the time, no matter where they are. But it's even more of a big deal when you're in a college marching band and, every walk of life is coming through that door. But our safe space, as I like to call it, is the sousaphone room in the music building. And just having that sense of family is really awesome.
That's awesome. And you're a tuba, so I'm sure you've heard of Ken Broussard. He's the 66-year-old tuba player at LSU.
Yes.
Yes. Is that not amazing?
Yes, that's awesome.
I'm so hoping we can get him on to be in a future episode because I just want to hear his story.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Well, we have a couple of different things we're going to have y'all do for us. So the first thing we're going to do is, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
So this is the part of the show, y'all, when we let loose a little bit and we just talk about or rant about something in the marching arts that just doesn't make sense. So maybe it's a tradition that needs to go away. Maybe it's a habit that performers can't seem to break. Maybe it's just something that makes you think, why are we even doing this? Or why haven't we started doing this yet? Because it needs to be done. So whatever it is, this is your moment. You can call it out and get it off your chest. And who's got something that they want to get off their chest? Alicia, do you want to start us off?
I'll start us off because the NFL just started and college football is back, and I'm a huge football fan. I just have to ask, what are we doing in the state of Florida right now? Miami Dolphins football game was the most terrible thing I'd seen since the previous Saturday when the University of Florida played. I'm a Vol for life, so I've got to throw shade at Florida. What are we doing down there? The only thing going right in Florida is Florida State University football right now. What are we doing?
I'll do it.
Yeah, where's that sound? Maybe.
There it is. Oh my goodness. See, I don't sports ball, but because of teaching for so long, I know of football. I feel you. Though. I'm there.
Yeah, it's something in the water down there is not right.
It's all those alligators. Madelyn, what are we doing?
What are we doing? Not bringing Guard to away games.
What? Wait a minute, though. Say more things. I don't understand.
I love football. I'm with Alicia. I want to go watch away games. I want to be in the atmosphere. I love it.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. Pride takes just a pet band, or do they take the whole band, or what?
So Guard gets to go to Bama. The whole band goes to Alabama, of course, because we have to. And then we get to go to a bowl game. If we go to a bowl game, which I do. And then they take a pet band to other games.
And then the Guard does not get to be part of the pet band?
No. Probably because we wouldn't really do much because we wouldn't perform. But I just want to watch the game.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like it.
Fair, and it's valid.
Yeah.
Totally get that.
Yeah.
All right, Austin, what are we doing?
Oh, gosh. I have recently started, teaching at local high schools, and I have noticed that when I was in school, the home school, courtesy was to let the visiting band go first on the halftime field. And I've noticed that is not the case anymore. And the home team schools are going first and making the visiting teams bands go second.
That's not okay. That's not.
What are we doing being rude to the visiting bands, basically?
We want to teach sportsmanship-like conduct. Wow, words.
I have a little in on that because my partner is a band director local. And that's a thing that the county came down and said the home first at all games, unless they want to go second and let the other band go first. So this choice is still there.
The choice is
throwing a little shade at the band directors that are not choosing to. Yeah, I agree with you, Austin.
Right. Stand there, watch them, give them some,
Yeah.
Do a couple of those, and then hopefully they stand around and then watch you and then go back,
Hopefully.
Right. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I guess what are we doing? I'm, in the, I do a lot of judging, marching band season. So, I've gone through one show, and of course, yes, it's early season. No one's going to be done right now. But I guess I can say, what are we doing? Not really. Oh gosh, I don't know how to put this into words. But what are we doing? Not giving the performers on the field enough information to at least perform as much as they can of the show that they have. A lot of times I'm seeing there's just marching band for marching band's sake, or color guard for color guard's sake. So there's, been a huge synopsis that they give you, like a little mini novel sometimes, not all the time. It's very regional, but you get that and you read that and you're like, that's what I want to see. And then you don't. So yeah. You are doing that at the end, by the way, because it's the first show. However, there's some more information that needs to be given in there. Yeah, just give the information as you go. Don't wait until the end, because then you're trying to be like, you must perform, and you're like trying to pull them along, and it's not going to happen that way. You're working harder, not smarter.
The students have to be part of the design from day one.
Oh,
they have to be part of it. Like they're performing. We switched a few years ago. We used to learn the whole show, and then we'd go back and add visuals. And at one point, we had to reframe our thinking and be like, no, we've got to build all of that in as we go. The whole show has to be put in as we're learning. There's no going back and making visuals an afterthought. And I feel like a lot of programs make the design an afterthought, and they want to try to make that story come across when it's too late. Yeah.
Now, see, being in college band, y'all don't have to really do that. It's just like, okay, here's some top 40s hits, put them together, smile.
And we're Led Zeppelin this weekend. I loved the Led Zeppelin show, by the way. That was fun.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good one. I'm excited. This weekend's is really good.
What is the show this weekend? Are you allowed to tell?
Yeah.
Am I? I don't know if I am, actually, because we did it in Atlanta. So
I think if you've done it before.
See, I think so. It's James Bond.
Oh, yes.
And we've got rifles for this one, and it's so fun. Guard work is really fun.
The Guard is throwing like real 45s and like doing like some legit choreography. It's
my
so
freshman year, the work from freshman year to now is so like it's black and white, but I love it. It's so fun.
Because Madelyn, you've kind of been around. I'm getting off topic, but you've been around for like the rebirth and change of what the UT Color Guard was, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
And you had Laura, right? Was probably your black suit instructor at first, and then now CJ.
Yes, I had Laura freshman year, and I love Laura. And then now CJ, and CJ's he's bringing it. I love it.
Yeah, I know Laura really had to fight and kind of lay the foundation for everything that is happening right now, but CJ is really just taking it into a whole new.
Oh yeah, he has, and I think everybody's just enjoying it so much more. Whereas like my freshman year, I didn't feel like I grew my skills. Whereas now we're like doing double 45s and throwing sixes and everything. And it's so much fun. I love it.
I love that. And gosh, Austin, to think about the growth of the program since you've been there, right? Because I know you're not with Pride anymore, you're alum, but essentially 7 years that you've watched the program, not even including what you may have paid attention to in high school. But can you talk about that? Just the change or the growth that you've seen over this time?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can. So, I mean, my freshman year was 2019. So it was pre-COVID, which was a huge thing in and itself. And it was the 150th edition of the Pride. And so that's a huge milestone for any program, obviously. And so for homecoming, my freshman year, we had over 1,000 people on the field marching halftime.
Whoa, you can't even
with current members and alumni. I mean, there were like maybe 60 or 70 majorette alumni that came just because it was the 150th. Like, you didn't want to miss that. And going from that to COVID band, I don't even, nobody wants to talk about COVID band, especially in college. And then, after COVID, we had a kind of a bringing back of everything. And the next year is when Dr. Stewart took over as our head director. And that's really when you saw the snowball start to roll. And the things that him and Dr. Lyon have done in the past 4 years, but the 3 years that I was able to be in that program, it's astronomical what has been able to happen. They have started to where every member has to audition regardless of time in the band. So my last 2 years, even though I was a black suit, I still had to audition to earn my spot into the marching band, which is something, percussion and majorettes and color guard have already done for all these years. But now that the winds are also having to do that, it's just making the band that much better. And the Pride had I think probably Dr. Stewart has already said this to you all, but 560 auditionees, and they're only able to take 415 because that's all that will fit in the stadium.
Yeah, we did talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, seeing that much interest in the program is really amazing to see, because it was not that way when I first got there.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. That much interest, that many people wanting to be a part of something so special.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you for that.
Yes, absolutely.
Great job, everyone. Set your equipment down. Gush and go.
All right. So now that we've gotten all that off our chest and then bantered a little bit, you talk during a water break. But now we're going to talk about our Gush and Go. Now, this is the time that you can be like super braggadocious about something. It doesn't even have to really be about anything in the marching arts. It can be, it can't be, but you can just talk about like a performance, a student success, a big life event, something. So no negativity here, just pure unfiltered hype. So who's got a Gush and Go they want to go about? We're going to change it up just a tad bit here, but Austin, we're going to go with you first.
Oh gosh, I hate being first. Since this episode's about the Pride, I just want to brag on them. This is the first time in 7 years that I haven't been in the program, seeing it actively happen every single day, and seeing that I didn't think it would not, but seeing it still actively happen every single day to be their absolute best that they can be is really awesome to see. It's cool to see as an alumni to be able to brag on the program that you were once a part of. That's not like, they're not the laughing stock of UT, and they never will be.
That is
it deserves applause.
Yeah.
That's like a deep tradition, and it still lives on. Like, yeah. Congratulations. Alicia, what are you gushing and going about?
I didn't prepare a Gush and Go. I guess all I've got going on in my world right now is I'm getting ready for a really big trip for my best friend's birthday. So I'm going to gush that my best friend is turning 34, and we're celebrating by going to Tokyo Disney, and I'm super pumped about that. So
that's a brag. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a brag, bro.
I'm like ready to go. I leave tomorrow night, and I'm like, let's get there.
I'm going to share a little bit about that, but Alicia showed me the spreadsheet she made for this trip. And it's a big trip if you make a spreadsheet. So brag about it.
Yeah. And I love that spreadsheet. I printed it.
Yeah, see? There you go. All right, Madelyn, what are you gushing and going about?
I'm going to gush on the guard, because I just feel like a lot of the members, CJ's giving us stuff that some of us have never even done. And these tricks and tosses, and they're in every show. We're learning 2 shows right now. Like, I'm so proud of actually everybody. Just everybody's picking it up so well. That, and honestly, leadership too, within the guard. All the squad leaders and the black suits I work with, I just couldn't ask for better people to be alongside.
That's awesome. So I think I have a question for you, Madelyn, as far as the guard's concerned. And I don't know if you're about that life, but do you think that UT is going to come out with a winter guard?
No, my freshman year and then sophomore year, they talked about it. But it seems like a far off future maybe type of thing.
Okay. Well, now stay tuned.
Back in the day, I don't know if you know this, Madelyn, but in the early 2000s, UT had a winter guard. And the last year they were active, I believe, was 04, might have been 05. And it used to be big. It was a big, thing. So hopefully, I feel like practice space is probably an issue.
Yeah. That, and I feel like we just have, there's a winter guard in the area anyways. So I feel like it's like a thing of, just everybody just goes and does that. And, if you want to do winter guard, and I don't know. I just think it's been, maybe, it's never, they've talked about it, but
it's never come to fruition.
No.
Well,
I think I'll be gone by the time it does. Sadly.
Well, CJ, if you're listening to this one,
he's already so busy.
We're big fans of CJ here, by the way.
I love him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I guess it's my turn with my Gush and Go. I am actually pretty excited not to be busy this weekend, which is a difference.
Oh, girl.
Yeah. We were just talking about that. I was like, I'm going to be so busy. And then it's just like, wait a minute. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
So, pretty excited about that. It's, I talk about this all the time with every, guest that we have. I think while we're in these busy seasons of, college football, marching band season, all of that, we're in the business of go, go, go. And I can, when you can, and you can't actually take a minute and take a breath and maybe just relax, marinate in it, because you cannot fill another person's cup if your cup is empty. So be good to yourself so you can be good to other people.
Don't take those bye weeks for granted.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What is the, sorry, this is again off topic, but because it's UT, what does your all's like rehearsal schedule look like for the week?
For us, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3:45 to 5:45, and then Mondays we have sectionals. So then we have like a 30-minute dinner break, and then we do, usually for guard, it's an hour sectional and then another hour rifle sectional. And then Saturday mornings before a game we practice an hour and a half.
Do you have any like class time during the week?
The practice is like Monday, Wednesday, Friday are counted as classes.
Oh, that's the class. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That makes sense. I
Like
was just
you sign up
curious.
for it, and that's time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like hours and hours a week that you guys are devoting to making it as awesome as it is. Yeah.
Inside and outside the practice hours.
Oh, for sure.
It's like added.
Did you guys hear that? Because Madelyn just told all of you to go practice.
Hey,
got it.
It's called Gush and Go, not Gush and Stay. Let's go.
Well, you know what they say, hydrate or dihydrate, man. So we were getting our water in. I want to thank you all and Dr. Stewart for a great rehearsal this week. Madelyn, tell the people where they can find you on your socials.
My Instagram is mads.bowman. Well, I will be honest, I'm not on there a lot. So
good for you. Good for you.
TikTok or anything like that?
I deleted TikTok.
Okay.
As I get into my homework and my major, I haven't had time, so I deleted it to free up study time.
What is your major, Madelyn?
I'm biomedical sciences nutrition.
You better get it, girl.
Girl, yeah. I understand why you're not on social.
Yeah,
I get it.
Classes have just taken up a lot of time.
He said, I have band. And then Austin, tell us where we can find you on your socials.
My Instagram is, I guess the handle is _Austin _Kerr _. It is a private account, but as long as you're not a bot, I'll probably accept you. So
mine too.
Okay. I don't think we have any bots listening to the podcast. If we do,
thanks for the listen. Yeah. No, a listen is a listen.
Right. All right. Well, if you got a question or a good topic you want to talk about, email us at onawaterbreakpodcast@gmail.com, or you can find us on social media and DM us if you want to be on the show. We even have a form you can fill out now if you want to be a guest. We love having people on. So check out the link that's in our bio on our social media, or you can just take out your phone and make a video and send it to us, and maybe you'll see yourself on the podcast soon. One more thing, don't forget, we are on YouTube now, so you can go and check out all our shenanigans, and not real time, but you can see us. So you can see us there. And before you close out of your favorite podcast listening app, go subscribe, write a review about us, tell your friend, tell your foe, and follow us on social media at On a Water Break. And we'll see you at the next rehearsal on a water break.
On a Water Break podcast was produced by Jeremy Williams and Christine Reams. The intro and outro music was produced by Josh Lyda. To learn more, visit lydamusic.com. And until next time, thanks for tuning in.